I know for everyone wondering too about how to get really proficient in interviewing, in course careers, we go over example after example of what makes you successful at interviewing, the exact questions companies will likely ask you, what they're looking for, how to answer them, how to practice. I mean, there's no stone that we don't go over in course careers. Like, there's absolutely no reason you can't go from a level 1 to a level 10 interviewer just by going through course careers. Is that what you would say too, Ben?
100%. And another thing you have to realize is that there's just so many people that aren't prepared for interviews. So this is kind of a funny story. When I got the position for the job I'm in now, I interviewed with a group, and
Mhm.
so so two stories. One of the last questions that was really interesting is, if you got hired, who else in this group would would you bring with you? And so out of 10 people, nobody got chose twice except for me, who got chose 3 times. So, and that's just a testament to, like, not only the interviewer is going to be impressed by how well you can interview, yourself and your peers are also going to notice a difference within your interviewing process. But
Mhm.
I had to cut that interview short because I had to go to hop to a closing call with the roofing company. And so I messaged the hiring manager and I said, "Hey, I'm so sorry I had to cut out. I still have a lot of questions for you. Would we be able to hop on stuff like that?" Because I only got to ask like 2 questions afterwards,
Mhm.
and it was interesting because I had like 10 questions ready to go to fire at the hip to this guy, and he said that after I left, they cut out like 2 minutes afterwards. Nobody else had
Really?
any other questions for him, and I was like, I
That's yeah.
I didn't get any of my questions answered. So be
Yeah.
curious about the company that you're with. Like, really do come in with a lot of questions, and it'll, people get to talk about what they want, which is where they work, which has to do with themselves, and how to win friends and influence people. That's the greatest thing for people to talk about. So always have questions.
For sure. Right now, we're interviewing senior software architects, and if they don't ask me good, interesting questions about or curious questions about course careers, I'm not going to move them forward in the interview process. That just tells me they don't care that much. They don't care about our industry, about our product, about our customers. So it's like they're probably not going to care that much when they're working here either. So
Yeah.
in companies, definitely hiring managers, they notice that you have to bring in some really good detailed questions that show you're really interested, really curious, and you did your homework. And if you do that, then like Ben said, like you're going to stand out like a sore thumb. Because even if a company, let's say they get 500 job applicants, right, for a fully remote position, they might choose to interview, say, 20 people. And that's mostly based on how well you set up your like LinkedIn profile, resume, and do interview outreach. Like you can pretty much guarantee to get an interview with any company you want. It's what we teach in course careers. It's pretty much guaranteed. Any company you want to interview with, you can get an interview with them. And then when you're in the interview, like you could pretty well be certain if it's an entry level position, 95% of those people are going to bomb the interview. They don't have any good questions. They don't know how to do the job. So it's like if you actually do some prep work, you're going to be 10x better than the second best person for the role, which is why Ben, as a college dropout who was working as a college janitor or as a middle school janitor, was able to secure job offers 100% of the time with 12 different tech companies, including Dun and Bradstreet and tech startups. And I mean, all different types of companies.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it is a true testament to just how powerful being good at interviews is, and being able to merge that so beautifully within the sales skill that you're learning is just, it 10x is what you're able to pull off inside of an interview. It's really cool.
For sure. And is there any single piece of advice that you'd like to give to someone who still hasn't enrolled in course careers, but they're thinking about it and they want to change their life for the better?
I would say, realistically, um, if you do invest into course careers, and or even if you're on the fence, just you need to really look at it as in a skill that you are developing that nobody can take away from you. Like, I know that if I lost my job right now, I have the sales skills and the interviewing skills to go out and get a job tomorrow or within a week. And nobody can take that away from me. The only way they can take it away from me is if they like cut my jaw off. And even then I'll be here with my body language. So just think of it as an investment into something that you will never you'll never lose. As long as you come in and you actually learn the skill, you're not going to lose.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's no more security than knowing that it doesn't matter what happens in my current job, I could immediately get another job, probably a better job, within a week.
Yeah, that's the true level of freedom there, and job security is just knowing that I don't need to rely on the company to succeed because I can already succeed myself.
Exactly. Well, thanks for sharing the update, Ben. This has been extremely helpful, and I know students love hearing these stories. And just thanks again for doing this.
100%. Loved it.